Be still for a moment, O soul, and listen, not to the noise that surrounds you, but to the quiet that sustains you, for beneath every distraction, there is a steady presence calling you inward. It does not compete with the clamor of the world, nor does it demand your attention with urgency. Yet it remains patient and unwavering, waiting for you to turn aside and hear. In that stillness there is understanding. In that quiet there is renewal. Many search far and wide for what can only be found within. They travel from place to place, seeking answers in distant lands, yet overlook the wisdom planted in their own hearts. Do not overlook what is near, for the truth you seek is not always hidden in complexity. Often it is simple, clear, direct, and steady, yet it requires humility to receive. Let go, then, of the need to have all answers at once, for understanding unfolds in its time and wisdom grows with experience. If all were revealed at once, it would overwhelm the spirit. But step by step, you are given what you need. Trust this unfolding. There will be times when you feel uncertain, when questions arise without immediate answers. Do not be troubled by this, for questions are not signs of failure, but invitations to grow. They lead you deeper, beyond the surface of what is known, into a place where true understanding is formed. So do not fear the questions, hold them with patience, and allow them to guide your seeking. In time, clarity will come. Just as the dawn does not break all at once, but gradually fills the sky with light, so does understanding come, little by little, until what was once unclear becomes evident. Be patient in this process, for impatience often leads to frustration, and frustration clouds perception. But patience clears the mind and opens the way for insight. There is also strength in quiet perseverance. Not every victory is loud or seen by others. Some are won in the silence of daily effort, in the discipline of continuing when no one is watching. These victories are not small. They are the foundation upon which greater things are built. Do not underestimate them, for what is done consistently in quietness often leads to outcomes that are unmistakable. The world may celebrate sudden success, but true strength is formed over time. It is built through repetition, through commitment, through the choice to remain steady even when circumstances shift. Be that steady one. Let your resolve not be easily shaken by passing emotions or external pressures, for if your direction changes with every wind, you will find no lasting progress. Instead, anchor yourself in what is true and meaningful. Let that be your guide. There will also be moments of testing, times when what you believe is challenged by what you face. In these moments, your response matters greatly. For it is not what you say in ease, but what you do in difficulty that reveals the depth of your foundation. Stand firm, then. Not in stubbornness, but in conviction. Hold to what you know is right, even when it is not the easier path. For the easier path is not always the better one, and the better path often requires courage. Do not shrink from it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. It is the willingness to act when uncertainty is present. And it grows each time you choose to step forward instead of turning back. So step forward. Even if your steps feel small, even if your confidence is not yet strong. For courage strengthens with use, and each step builds upon the last. You are more capable than you realize. Often, it is only through action that you discover your own strength. Waiting for certainty may keep you from beginning, but beginning will lead you to certainty. So begin and continue. There is also a wisdom in knowing when to pause, for constant movement without reflection can lead you astray. Take time then to look back and consider your path. What has brought you here? What have you learned? What would you do differently? These reflections are not meant to bind you to the past, but to inform your future. Learn from them, for experience is a teacher that speaks through memory. It shows you what works, what does not, and what must be refined. Receive its lessons with openness. Do not resist correction, for it leads to growth, and do not be discouraged by it, for it is part of the journey. Every skilled path is shaped through refinement, so allow yourself to be refined. Let go of the need to be perfect and embrace the process of becoming better, for perfection is not found in flawlessness but in continual growth, and growth requires humility. The humble heart is open to learning, to change, to improvement. It does not cling to pretty or resist what is beneficial. Cultivate this humility, for it will guide you when knowledge alone cannot. There is also great value in gratitude. It shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present. It reminds you of what has been given, of what has been accomplished, and of what continues to unfold. Practice it daily, not only in great moments but in small ones. For gratitude in small things builds a mindset of abundance, and in abundance there is joy. Joy is not dependent in perfect circumstances. It arises from within, from a heart that recognizes the good even in difficulty. Seek this joy, for it strengthens the spirit and lightens the journey. Even in challenges, there are moments of light. Do not overlook them. They are reminders that not all is lost, that goodness remains, and that hope is alive. Hold on to these reminders. Let them sustain you when the path feels heavy. And remember, you are not alone. Though your journey is uniquely yours, there is a presence that walks with you, guiding, strengthening, and sustaining. Trust in this. Lean on it when your own strength feels insufficient, for it does not fail. And as you continue forward, step by step, moment by moment, you will find that what once seemed difficult becomes manageable, what once seemed distant draws near, and what once seemed impossible becomes within reach. So continue, with patience, with courage, and with trust, for the path you walk is leading you onward, toward growth, toward understanding, and toward a peace that endures. Rise again, O soul, and take hold of the day before you, for it has been placed in your hands with purpose. Do not look upon it as ordinary, nor dismiss it as small, for within each day lies the power to shape your path. The hours are like vessels waiting to be filled by your choices. What you pour into them will determine what they return. So choose wisely how you begin. Let not the first thoughts of your mind be scattered or burdened by worry. Instead, set them upon what is steady, what is true, and what leads you forward. For the beginning often sets the course, and a steady start brings clarity to what follows. Guard also the middle of your day, when distractions multiply and focus is tested. For it is easy to begin with intention and to end with reflection, but it is in the middle that discipline is proven. Remain mindful, return your thoughts again and again to what matters. Even if you drift, do not condemn yourself, simply return. And continue, for progress is not the absence of wandering, but the willingness to come back. There is also an ending to each day, a time to lay down your efforts and to release what has been carried. Do not carry every burden into the night. Some things must be set aside, not because they are unimportant, but because rest is necessary. Trust that what remains unfinished can be continued in its time. Rest, then, without fear, for rest is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. It restores what has been spent and prepares you for what lies ahead. The one who never rests will soon find their strength diminished, but the one who balances effort with renewal endures. So honor the rhythm of your days, work with intention, pause with awareness, and rest with trust. In this rhythm there is harmony. There will be times when your efforts do not yield the results you hoped for. You may labor with care, and yet see little return. In these moments, do not let discouragement take root. For not all results are immediate, and not all effort is visible. Some seeds take longer to grow. Some works are preparing the ground for what is yet to come. Trust in this unseen progress, for the value of your effort is not measured only by what you see, but also by what is being formed beneath the surface. Continue, then, with faithfulness, for faithfulness in the process adds to fruit in its time. There is also a calling to act with integrity, to do what is right, even when it is not noticed, even when it is not rewarded. For integrity is not dependent in the presence of others. It is a reflection of who you are. Hold to it firmly, for it builds a foundation that cannot easily be shaken. And though it may not always bring immediate gain, it brings something greater: trust, respect, and inner peace. These are worth more than fleeting success. Let your actions align with your values. Do not say one thing and do another. For inconsistency weakens your path, but alignment strengthens it. When your words and actions are one, you walk with clarity. There is also strength in kindness, not the kind that is given only when it is easy, but the kind that remains even when it is tested. Kindness does not mean weakness, nor does it require you to accept what is wrong. It means choosing to respond with wisdom and grace, even in difficulty. For harshness often leads to more conflict, but kindness can open the way to understanding. Practice it not only with others but with yourself, for you too are on a journey of growth. Do not be overly harsh when you make mistakes. Correct them, learn from them, But do not let them define you, for you are more than your errors. You are a work in progress, and progress requires patience. There is also a time to stand firm. When faced with what is unjust, or when your values are challenged, do not remain silent out of fear. Speak with clarity, act with courage, and hold your ground. For silence in the face of wrong can lead to greater harm. Yet let your firmness be guided by wisdom, not by anger, for anger clouds judgment. But wisdom brings balance. Seek this balance. There is a place where strength and gentleness meet, where conviction is held without losing compassion. Walk in that place, for it is there that your actions carry both power and purpose. Remember also that you are part of something greater. Your actions, though they may seem small, affect more than you see. A kind word can lift another, a thoughtful act can inspire, and a moment of patience can prevent harm. Do not underestimate your influence, use it well, for in doing so you contribute to something beyond yourself, a chain of goodness that extends further than you know. Be mindful then of how you live, for your life is not without impact. It leaves traces, it shapes outcomes, it influences others. Let those influences be good. And when you feel uncertain about the significance of your efforts, remember this: no act done with sincerity is ever wasted. It may not always be seen, it may not always be acknowledged, but it carries value. And that value endures, so continue in what is right. Continue in what is true. Continue in what builds and uplifts. For in this you walk a path that leads not only to your own growth, but to the betterment of all around you. Take heart, then, and do not grow weary in doing good. For in due time you will see the fruit of your efforts, and it will be worth the journey. Psalm of Steadfast Light, Part 8. Give thanks, O soul, in all your ways, not only in the moments of ease, but also in the times of trial. For gratitude is a light that shines even in darkness, revealing what might otherwise be unseen. It is easy to give thanks when the path is smooth and the outcome is certain. But true gratitude is found in the midst of uncertainty, when you choose to recognize good even when it is not obvious. Train your heart in this way, for what you choose to see shapes how you experience the journey. If you look only for what is lacking, you will find reason to be discouraged. But if you look for what remains, you will discover strength. There is always something that remains, a breath, a moment, an opportunity to begin again. Do not overlook these, for they are the foundations upon which hope is built. Hope is not a fragile thing, though it may seem so at times. It endures beyond setbacks, beyond delays, beyond moments of doubt. It is strengthened each time you choose to continue. So choose to continue, even when progress feels slow, even when the outcome is not yet clear. For hope grows through persistence, and persistence leads to breakthrough. Do not allow temporary difficulty to define your journey, for difficulty is not your destination. It is a passage, a place you move through, not a place where you remain. Keep moving. And as you move, you will find that what once felt heavy begins to lighten, that what once seemed impossible becomes manageable. This is the nature of endurance. It transforms the weight you carry into strength within you, so do not resist the process. Let it shape you, for through it you gain more than you lose. There is also wisdom in choosing your companions carefully, for those who walk beside you influence your direction. If you surround yourself with voices that discourage, you will find it harder to move forward. But if you walk with those who uplift and strengthen, your path becomes clearer. Seek such company. Not necessarily those who agree with you in all things, but those who speak truth, who encourage growth and who walk with integrity. These are companions worth keeping, and be such a companion to others, for the support you give often returns to you in time. A shared journey is strengthened by mutual encouragement, so offer it freely. There will also be times when you must walk alone, moments when your path diverges from others and you must continue without them. Do not fear these times, for solitude can be a place of clarity. It is there that you hear more clearly, that you see more deeply, and that you grow more fully. Embrace it when it comes, for it has purpose. Yet do not isolate yourself beyond what is needed. Balance solitude with connection, for both are necessary. Connection brings support and perspective, while solitude brings reflection and depth. Together, they create a balanced path. There is also a call to remain teachable. No matter how far you have come, there is always more to learn. Do not let pride close your ears to new understanding, for growth requires openness. Listen, observe, reflect. Take in what is useful, and let it refine you, For learning is not limited to a certain stage of life. It continues as long as you are willing. And in that willingness, you remain adaptable, capable of navigating change. Change will come. It is a constant in the journey. Some changes you will welcome, others you may resist. But each brings an opportunity to grow, to adjust, to discover new strength. Approach change with wisdom. Do not rush into it blindly. But do not resist it without reason. Discern its purpose, and when it aligns with growth, embrace it. For in doing so, you remain aligned with the flow of life. There is also a need to forgive. Not only others, but yourself, for holding on to past wrongs binds you to them. It keeps you rooted in what should have been released. Forgiveness is not approval of what was done, but a decision to let go of its hold on you. Make that decision, for your freedom is worth more than the burden. And in releasing it, you create space for peace. Peace is not found in holding tight to every hurt, but in knowing what to release and when. Choose peace, guard it, nurture it, for it is one of the greatest strengths you can possess. There will be times when peace feels distant, when the noise of the world presses in. In those moments, return to what grounds you, to stillness, to truth, to the quiet assurance that you are not without direction. Let these anchor you, for without an anchor you may drift. But with one you remain steady even in shifting tides. Remember also to celebrate your progress, not only the great milestones but the small victories along the way. Each step forward matters, each effort counts. Acknowledge them. For in doing so, you strengthen your resolve and renew your motivation. Do not wait for perfection to celebrate. Celebrate